Bam, we're live. Uh-oh. Looks like our guy's on a droid. I wonder if that means that he's not getting my text because I don't have a very strong signal here. And that would mean that my link... Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. What's up, dude?
Hey,
You made it.
how's it going?
Good. Are you on the West Coast?
Yes.
Oh, shit. So it's early for you.
Sort of, yeah, either I didn't go to sleep yet, so
You didn't?
it's late technically, but early, yeah.
What were you doing?
Well, I've just been having so much things going on lately that I've just been a complete night owl. I've wanted to get to sleep earlier, but I fly to Hawaii in on Wednesday, and there's like so much stuff that needs to get done beforehand, so just catching up.
Oh, what city are you in?
Right now, I'm in 29 Palms, so like pretty close to Joshua Tree.
Okay. Is that home for you?
Yeah, home right now. I mean, I've been here probably the longest for a while, so
Oh, this is
like
gonna be
I'm.
fun. I can tell. This is gonna. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
uh,
Um, pronounce your name for me,
it's Etienne.
Etienne. And what kind of name is that?
It's French.
And are both your parents French?
Just my dad's side. I'm pretty much like a big mutt. Just a bunch of different things combined.
Do people call you Etienne or do they call you Et?
They actually call me the arm wrestling whisperer, but no, they just call me ET. Most people, surprisingly, even since I was a kid, couldn't say Etienne right. So like right off the bat, people would be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna call you ET," and that kind of stuff. So
Etienne. And
yeah,
where were you born?
I was born in Baltimore, but I think I moved even before I turned one, so I don't remember much from there.
Travis's neck of the woods.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Man.
Have you been out there to West Virginia to play with Travis?
No, not in a long time. I did grow up partly in Virginia, uh, vague, vaguely though, maybe for a few years, and then it was kind of back and forth between Hawaii and other places for a while.
Fergie wants to know, Sevan, why are you interviewing my dealer from college? Oh, I could tell. Yeah, this is gonna be uh Heidi Kroom, this guy needs some Paper Street coffee. No. This is the Arm Wrestling Whisperer. There's no don't agitate the man in his natural habitat. Arm wrestling table in the background over your shoulder.
Yeah, that's the little half table training table. So
How old are you, Etienne?
28.
28 years young. Single.
I have a girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend. Is she in Palm 29 Palms?
Yeah, yeah, she's here. She's in the other. She's in the main house right now. I'm in the garage.
You're in the training facility.
That's right. I pretty much live here. She just brings me my food and slides it under the door, pretty much.
Hey, is 29 Palms, is there a military base there? What's the deal? When I think 29 Palms, is it also Palm Springs? Is Palm Springs out there? I'm trying to, maybe I'll pull it
Yeah,
up on the map
so
here.
29 Palms is where the Marine base is. Palm Springs is like about an hour west. That's Palm Springs is like the nice rich area, and then you've got Morongo Valley, Yucca Valley, Joshua Tree, and then 29 Palms.
And it's like going to be hot as shit there today.
Yeah, I think it's like 100 something. It's
Yeah.
usually though by this time of year it's like 115, 116 already, so it's not as bad as it should be technically.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. It's 75 degrees at your house already, and it says it's going to go up to 105.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. That's kind of a and then down there you got the Salton Sea. That's like there was I think there was a I'm trying to think if there was a famous movie with what's the guy's name? He was in the original Top Gun. He played an FBI agent and there was like some sort of meth ring down there by the Salton Sea. What the fuck was the name of that movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was a great movie. It's probably older than you.
I might have seen it, but it's not ringing the bell right now.
Who's not Keanu Reeves? Who's the guy who was in the original Top Gun with someone? Oh, Val Kilmer. Thank you, Mr. Burns.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Etienne, how did you so for those of you who don't know who are watching, by the way, in 2004, I think it's 2004. In 2004, I made a movie called Pulling John about this guy named John Brzenk. The documentary did extremely, extremely well. And so I was kind of really immersed in the arm wrestling scene for like 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5 years. And then I started fooling around with CrossFit and kind of fell out of the scene, but I stayed friends with a bunch of guys. And then recently, about I don't know, 6 or 7 months ago, this guy popped up in my Instagram feed, Etienne. And I was just, it got me I really enjoyed his content. It was fantastic. It was fun watching him arm wrestle and we'll get into it. So that's how our paths crossed. And I just reached out to him on Instagram and bam, here we are. How did you find arm wrestling? How did it pop up on your screen, Etienne?
It's actually it's pretty funny because in my book, you're a legend for making Pulling John, and I was in my last year of high school in 2012. And I guess I always stayed up late. Shoot, I remember it was like 3 in the morning. I'm supposed to be working on the school project. It was like a school film for the end of the year, and I was making a boxing drama. And I'm just looking up like all these fight movies, fight scenes on YouTube, and old YouTube had different recommendations and how they worked back then. And Pulling John popped up from 2012, so I clicked it, and I remember watching the whole thing, and it was just I was amazed. It was one of the most amazing things I've seen. But the one thing that didn't click at that time was that it was like a current sport because I could watch a basketball movie or football movie, baseball, but I also know that exists because it was in school. It's available for people. And growing up in Hawaii, I had never heard of any arm wrestling groups, tournaments, or competitions. So I was just like, this is so cool, but I didn't think it was a real thing. So it was 7 years later that my girlfriend at the time, and I think we were smoking a blunt on a couch or something, and scrolling through YouTube, and a video of Devin and Michael Todd from WAL popped up, and I was like, wait, hold on, like scroll back up, and I watched it, and ever since then, I was just like, I got to get into this. And it was one of those things where uh, you see how amazing it is. You look up how to do it. And you're like, oh, there's these secret techniques. I'm gonna crush everyone. Let's like, I'm like Googling. Okay, so this is how I top roll, and the next day, or like maybe I watched the video for a few weeks. I arm wrestled my ex at the time. Like, oh, this is so easy. Of course, it'd be easy, right? And then I go to the local supplement shop and I walk in. I'm like, whoever's there, I'm just gonna challenge and beat. Like expecting somewhat of a kind of athletic person. I walk in. This guy's 270 pounds of solid muscle. But I'm like, whatever.
You know the
Studied
secret
arm
technique.
wrestling.
You'll beat him.
I
Yeah.
know the secrets. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm professionally. I could probably beat John Brzezinski. I walk in there. I challenge him, and there's no table. It's just the checkout counter. He's like, sure. Kind of laughs, and I'm going like 200% on him. Pretty sure my face is turning red, and I look up at him, and he goes, "Are you going yet?" Hand doesn't even move across center. Horrible technique. He just pins me down, and I'm just like, damn. Okay, but something that day sparked it even more to the point where I'm like, okay, it's not all technique. There's something to this. There's strength, and I was just hooked.
So you saw the movie in 2012, and then 2019, you come across another YouTube video, and that's what kind of really gets you off on your journey.
Yeah, because when I was making that movie at the time, I remember I was directing and acting in it because it was my student film. So I just remember in between scenes of choreographing boxing, or I'd have my my rival for the boxing scene. We'd meet up and do choreographs and train. And I just have arm wrestling in my head. And like after we were done training and doing thousands of sit-ups, I'm like, hey, let's arm wrestle. And then I remember moving. I'd always ask my brother to arm wrestle. My friends, they always said no. And so it was like there's something that was attempting to emerge at that time, and it just, I guess it didn't happen or didn't line up. I remember I moved to LA in 2013, and every place I worked, I wanted to arm wrestle people, and some would say yes, but it wouldn't amount to much after that. So up
Hey,
until 2019.
it takes kind of a special person to ask a stranger to arm wrestle, isn't it? It's there's a intimacy to it and a bit of violence to it, right? And by
Yeah.
violence, I mean uh, uh, um, um, uh, intellectual violence, because you're basically putting or emotional violence. You're basically saying, "Hey, I'm going to challenge you man to man." And like people can be like, it's just arm wrestling. Well, I dare you to go out and do it. Why don't you just walk out today and ask 5 random strangers to arm wrestle and see the psychic energy transfer that happens there? Because you're asking someone to make themselves extremely vulnerable and put themselves on the line, right? I mean, are
Yeah.
you aware that you're doing that, or do you think you got a little weirdness in you that you're do you enjoy that tension of asking a stranger that, or do you think are you uh ignorant of it? I can't imagine you're ignorant of it. I have to guess that's part of the
So
excitement for you.
it's definitely there in the back of my head, and I've noticed it very early on, and I think I've noticed it at a younger age. Well, back for like in 2012 when I watched the documentary. I'm like, oh, all right, John's the hero. Travis is so confident, but I want to be like Alexi. I want to be strong. Like, how do I get strong like him? I got to challenge everybody, right? So I go and I challenge my brother arm wrestling, and he said no. I'm like, okay, there has to be something there why he doesn't want to do it. And I ask like my friends, like one out of, well, I don't have many friends, but like 1 out of 5 friends would say yes. I'm like, why? Why are they saying no? What's the big deal? So what if you lose? So what if you win? Like, but it kind of clicked then. I'm like, okay, there's something to this. You know, it's vulnerable. There's ego involved, right?
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
let's be honest. And especially when I went to the store that day, there was even reverse ego involved, where I go in and I challenge this 270-pound guy, and he's just like, what? Why is this guy challenging me? So of course he accepts it in the other way, and he was right. He crushed me, and every person I've challenged since then, there's definitely always that, and you see that. What what kept me going though in the beginning was if I don't ask someone, I'm not going to have anyone to arm wrestle with. So you just kind of have to get over that. Some people, it's surprising. Some people do get offended really when you ask them to arm wrestle in a weird way. Other people get excited. Like there's multiple different reactions people have, but it's all part of the game, really.
How much do you weigh right now, Etienne?
166 yesterday morning, so
And
all
how
the
tall
same.
are you?
5'9".
And I was speaking with Travis yesterday, and I told him you were coming on the show, and I said, "Hey, is this dude any good?" He goes, "Listen, if this guy fucking sinks into his hook, you are in big fucking trouble." And I go, "Really?"
Oh
He goes,
man,
"Dude, he's the real deal." He goes, "This guy gets in his position and like he's getting you." And I'm like,
that's so cool.
did it start like that? Were you good from the beginning?
No, I was definitely not good from the beginning.
Did you have any weightlifting background? Were you weak as a bird? Did you have any, like, could you even do one pull up when you started? I mean, did you have any athletic background?
So sort of, yeah. I 7th grade. I remember waking up one time, and or I remember taking a shower when I was in 7th grade, and I looked down, and I got like this belly on me, and I'm like, what the heck? Like I never used to have this. Where did this come from? Um, I didn't know about like I barely had TV access growing up, let alone internet access. So
Kind of get you
I
lived
didn't
a ghetto
really.
poor you were poor life in Hawaii?
No, no,
Oh,
I can't say that. I had everything I needed, and I can't complain about that. I was definitely like fortunate, far from rich, but not poor. Um,
what kind of car
but
did your parents what kind of car did your parents drive?
my mom had a like Honda something.
Okay.
Uh, Growing up, there's a little soccer mom van, and then my dad had like the Toyota trucks growing up. But it was
Working class parents though. Nothing. I mean, like people working. They
yeah.
put
So
food on the
it's like
table.
my parents had great jobs. My dad's an engineer, my mom's a doctor, but there was complications that made it so like if they were to remain together, probably we would have been really well off. But because they
Ah,
split at a young age, it made it very difficult for them. So yeah.
okay. Okay.
But basically, like
Going back 7 years old, you're in the shower and you look down and
or
you're like,
seventh grade,
sorry,
seventh grade,
seventh grade.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
seven. You did say seventh grade. Seventh grade, and
yeah.
you're like, God, I'm turning into frumper.
Yeah. So um, I'm, I don't know why, but I usually when I do things, it's like I'm just not going to do it at all, or I have to do every. I have to go all in. So I decided for a year, and it ended up being more than a year, that I'd eat a banana a day just to kind of lose that weight. It got to the point where I got way
I don't
too
understand it.
skinny, and
Just a banana, Etienne.
just a banana a day. I was eating a banana a day, and it
Oh,
was like
that's an
my way. Like,
amazing eating disorder. I've had shit like that where I'm
yeah,
only gonna eat bananas and tomatoes, but I just lasted like a month. That was in college.
yeah, it was bad. Like growing up, I was like, oh, you know what? I got to fix this. I want abs, and I want to be skinny. Like every kid growing up nowadays, then they're power lifters, and they're like deadlifting 600 pounds, benching 3 plates. I'm like, if that was like in my generation, I would have loved that. But no, I was like, I'm going to eat a banana a day, and I'm going to do sit-ups every day. So I did
Yeah.
that for a few years, and everyone like in my school, um, they like their parents were going to my parents, and they're like, "There's something wrong with your kid. He's anorexic." And I was swearing to my parents I wasn't. I didn't even know what the word meant, but let's be honest, a banana a day I was, and I was probably so weak and frail. There's
No, come on.
pictures out there.
Let's not be harsh. That's just disciplined.
It
No,
was
no,
a point
I don't
where
have
I
an
could
eating disorder.
rap.
I'm just disciplined. I'm just disciplined.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah, and I thought I was, and then to a degree I was. But I'll be honest. I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm not skinny enough. But there's one point I snuck in to the neighborhood pool. Well, it was the other neighborhood's pool, and I was there with my friends, and we went to like you have to kind of shower before you go into the pool. And even though we were sneaking in, we still like somehow did that to be nice, I guess. And I remember I wrapped my arm around my torso, and my thumbs could touch and my hands could touch all the way around. And I was like, and I still didn't think I was skinny, but everyone thought that was crazy. Um, yeah. So when I went into high school,
You could do
I had
this around your waist.
yeah, I was. It was weird. I could do that around my waist, and I guess high school saved me. It's a funny story. Like I did the entrance exam to like every high school on the island, and I think I failed every single one of them. Which so I ended up in high school that they just like accept everyone. But I remember on like my first day of math class, the teacher was also a martial arts instructor, and he said that he was teaching martial arts for free. And I remember like I'm looking around, I'm like, why is no one saying anything? I'm like, yeah, heck yeah, I'll do it. And I ended up doing it. He helped me realize that I was anorexic and kind of gain weight back slowly. And then I started lifting a little bit of weights, but nothing like kids are now. Like I never would pick up more than like 40 pounds and curl them or bench 2 plates. It was like I remember like coming from anorexic to weightlifting. I'm that skinny guy at the gym who's using the squat rack to bench just so the bar doesn't crush me. It's
Right,
like
right,
not even
right.
doing the full plate yet. But like I did lift weights. It was not to a crazy extent. So I think how I developed a hook was when I started arm wrestling. I just love doing it, and I want to win, but I had nothing offensively for anyone, so I'd always end up defensively, and that kind of led me to being like, well, if I don't want to lose, I guess gotta hold on that last inch, and what you work at grows. I think because I just ended up most of my training since 2019 right above the pin pad. I kind of developed a hook there,
Was it easier to challenge people when you knew you were gonna, when it was more likely you were gonna lose than now? Like now you just can't just walk up to anyone and challenge them, can you?
It's kind of goes both ways. So before I met Derek Smith, who's he runs the Alpha Empire team in California, I actually messaged
What's it
him.
called? Tell me that. Derek Smith runs what team?
Alpha Empire. It's
And
the
that's an arm
biggest
wrestling team?
team. Yeah, it's the biggest team in Southern California.
Okay.
And I messaged him on Instagram. I think he left me on red for like 2 months. So, and he didn't mean to, but so he says. So I would go to the local supplement shop, built a table out of wood, and I was like, hey, you know, I kept challenging that guy. He's like, I got to work. I can't keep arm wrestling you. I'm like, could I challenge everybody that walks in here? He's like,
You
why
didn't
not?
work there? You didn't work there?
No, not yet. That came later.
What city was that?
In 29 Palms, right off the Marine base. So,
You would walk.
like,
You walked into a supplement store and were like, "Hey, can I bring my arm wrestling table here and just challenge people?"
yeah, well, it was the same shop that guy crushed me. So
Yeah. Wow.
he was like, sure. So even after he crushed me, I'm still like, okay, I want to know how I do against regular fit people. And most people that come in here are pretty tough. They're all Marines mostly. So they'd come in and I'd ask them to arm wrestle, and most of them would still brush me off. Like, and this is when I wouldn't know how the outcome would be. Still barely knew any technique. I wasn't conditioned. So I was like, okay, what if I offer them something to arm wrestle? So I was just like, hey, if you arm wrestle me, I'll buy you a protein bar or something like that. And because I offered something, I kind of got a little bit more uh, going on, So there's a little bit more people that would bite, but sometimes I'd have to be like at the shop for maybe 20 people and only like four would arm wrestle if I was lucky.
Oh, I
Oh
know
yeah,
this.
there's the
I recognize this bald kid on the left. This kid was arm wrestling when I was in the
yeah, Jamie
yeah,
Sheldon.
Jamie. What's his last name? Sheldon.
Yeah, Sheldon, yeah.
Wow, I can't believe I remember that. And he had a nickname. What's his nickname?
The Natural.
Oh, nope,
So
that's not that. I didn't
something
remember that.
like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
still
good.
in it.
He was good back then. He must be great now.
He's killing it right now. Yeah, he weighs much more now. So
Okay, sorry. So and that's how it started. You'd be in 20 customers would come in and you might get one.
like one or four, something like that. Yeah.
Listen, you ding dong ding. I am writing stuff down. What do you look at it? There's my notes right there. What are you talking about? Pretending to write stuff down. Jackass. Dang. Look at this guy carries a stone around. Start arm wrestling. Some of that strength to use. So in is that typical of you? I mean, it's odd behavior, right? This is you get into arm wrestling, you're looking for people to arm wrestle, you just go some. I mean, it's one in a million behavior. Like, who does that? You built your own arm wrestling table, you carried it over to a place where there's guys who are like into working out and who like buy protein powders and creatine and shit, and are like, hey, do you want to arm wrestle? It's kind of, it says something about you, right? I don't want to say it's excessive. I don't want to say it's excessive, but it's in the banana world. It's in the one day a banana a day world.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
would
commitment, a
say,
level of commitment there, a fixation.
yeah,
Autism. Yeah, autism.
probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
But
Yeah,
normal for you, right?
yeah. I mean, this is
Like, you
just,
don't think
it's all
anything
I
of it.
know.
You kind of know it's weird, but you don't think anything of it. You're like, you just kind of embrace your own weirdness.
Yeah, it's what I wanted to do. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to be like, oh, is this weird? Should I do it? No, I'm like, how am I going to figure out a way to do this? And eventually that table broke, and I bought a real arm wrestling table, and then from there, that Derek from Alpha Empire messaged me back. So I didn't really get to end up using that table for a while because I traveled for a year straight, 2 hours to pull with them for like 5 or 6 hours every Sunday, and I think I made every week for the first full year, so like 52 practices in a row, and it was just the best time ever.
Wow. And did you get significantly stronger in those 4 years just from doing that?
This is
Double,
what a
double,
lot of
triple?
people say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I maybe so much. Like I didn't start off at the weight I am now too. I was like around 190ish, little pudgy, and I had some things came up where in 2 months I went from like 200 to 150, and surprisingly, I had to go like almost a year without arm wrestling.
Drugs?
And
Was that from drugs?
no, well, I mean, I was smoking a lot of weed, and it may have contributed, but uh, my gallbladder exploded,
Oh shit.
and
Oh shit.
um, I
Like literally it ruptured, your gallbladder ruptured?
yeah, and I had symptoms in my head, so I thought I was going crazy, and everywhere I went, they would check me like in my head. In the last, it took them pretty much a year and a quarter to find out after putting me like I remember going to places and laying down for like 9, 12 hours or 2 days for like 2 days in a row. I'd be doing 18-hour brain scans where I can't move. And they're injecting me with these things and trying to figure out what's wrong in my head. And then they find out nothing's wrong. And then the last thing, like, having symptoms for like a year and a half, people kind of like think you're milking it or going crazy, but I was never really that kind of person. And until one person was like, well, maybe you should check out a GI doctor because that stuff connects with your head. And then they did GI tests and they couldn't find anything. And then the last test they did was like a HIDA scan or something for the gallbladder. And little do you know, they found something wrong with there. I had to get my gallbladder removed. And they're like, oh my God, this is one of the worst things we've ever seen. And this was a year and a half after essentially it happened. I remember the day it happened too. It was July 7th, 2020. I remember it was 109 degrees out, 100 something. And I was filling my truck up to do like a dump run and clean my property. And then I go in to eat a quick meal. And as I'm eating that meal, I was just like, yeah, I felt like I had to lay down. And then, it's like, that's how it all started. Every single time I had eaten something after that, for almost a year and a half, I would feel like I'd have to lay down after. And there's points where like, I was pretty much in bed for like 6 months and lost a bunch of weight. And I didn't get my gallbladder removed yet, but I was like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was just, um, I got up and attempted to arm wrestle again. And maybe like, it used to be like where I would be at like a 6 hour practice. I'd arm wrestle for 7 hours of a 6 hour practice, like that kind of thing. I'd be at I'd start a practice at the local shop with the old Marines I ended up creating a team with. And I'd be like lucky to pull for 20 minutes out of the 2 hours. And then I'd be standing there with a migraine and being nauseous the whole time. And it was just like, damn, that sucks. But for the 20 minutes I was pulling, best feeling in the world still. Like
Dude, what
everything just
is all of
disappeared.
that shit gone? Etienne?
Well, the gallbladder's gone. What remains now is what they call chronic gastritis. So
Uh-huh.
my stomach is pretty much in a constant state of inflammation, which basically means if I eat the wrong thing, I'm going to feel like crap until my stomach lessens up on the inflammation. So um, it sucks because like I did a bodybuilding diet before for many years, very strict. I did chicken and rice. I didn't even add salt for like 2 years into it. So for the first year and a half, I didn't know why fats would bother me. So before I knew I had a gallbladder problem, I was back to eating chicken and rice. And now, after I got my gallbladder removed, thankfully, I'm able to have red meat. So I'm just pretty much eating red meat and rice every day. And like cinnamon toast crunch, I'm able to handle. It's a weird food. I can't complain because cinnamon toast crunch and steak, like it's the life for me right now. But if I go off to a restaurant and I eat, like if they put black pepper in my food, I'm going to be in bed for a week. And it actually happened like a year ago when I was in a restaurant and I joked to the lady. Well, she joked to me. I was like, I want like a turkey sandwich and just the turkey, just the bread. I can't even have black pepper. She's like, oh, will it kill you? I'm like, I could die. Who knows? Like, I'm not allergic to it, but I could die. And the restaurant's dark, and I eat like 75% of the sandwich, or pretty much all the sandwich, but I left like one of the top pieces of bread. I think there's like three pieces for some reason. And I'm like, my lips start burning. And I turn my phone flashlight on, and it's just engraved with jalapenos all over it. And I was like, no. And for like a week after that, I was pretty much screwed.
Holy
But
shit! And it's still like that. When's
yeah,
that going to go away? Can you cure yourself of that?
it's something that's curable. And ironically, like if I had gotten my gallbladder moved right away, it would have been something called acute gastritis, which then would have only lasted 5 or 7 days, and I would have been fine. But because it went on too long, and I kept repeatedly inflaming my stomach and my gallbladder, kept messing things up because it wasn't working. Um, and I had toxins leaking into my body, which probably didn't help. It's like I don't know how long it will take to heal, but I haven't been really able to eat anything like a pizza or any fried foods or anything like that. But I'm kind of over it. Like I can handle steak now. That's all. I could live off steak for the rest of my life, honestly. So
He, this, yeah, and a lot of people are doing that these days.
yeah.
When did this is the Instagram account Arm Wrestling Whisperer. Who did someone give you that name?
Yeah, so I kind of started like well, I was posting a little bit to YouTube, and then TikTok kind of was like blowing up, and I remember just seeing on Facebook all these arm wrestlers TikToks, the losers, or a bunch of other different names associated with it, and I was like, you know what? I don't care what people think. I'm gonna download it and give it a shot. And yeah, I downloaded it. My first few weeks, there's a bunch of girls dancing on the app. But if you keep scrolling and stuff, like you can set your own algorithm. And I started posting arm wrestling videos. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be. I love riding motorcycles. I'm gonna be the arm wrestling biker. So I'd wear my helmet for a while, and it kind of coins for a little bit. But one video I think got like few million views, and someone commented, "No, you're not the arm wrestling biker. You're the arm wrestling whisperer." And that comment got like 60,000 likes on his comment, and
Holy
every
shit!
video after that. And that was just that comment. Like that video really took off. I was surprised, and ever since then, every time I attempt to do something as the biker, people would just comment like whisper, whisper in the comments. So it's almost funny because when I got into arm wrestling, I'm seeing Devin like No Limits or John, the Perfect Storm. I'm like, I gotta think of a cool nickname, and to me, I guess it was the biker. But they always say you can't pick your own nickname, and I was left with the whisperer.
Chase Bryan, I got my gallbladder removed for the first year. About 5 minutes after I would eat, I would squirt out of my ass. Fucking terrible.
Oh man, shoot.
Robbie Myers giving steak advice. Put the steak in a cast iron skillet to sear, then move it to the oven for about 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, well, thank you. Cooks everywhere. Do you
Yeah,
cook your own
sounds amazing.
steaks?
Yeah, right now my girlfriend cooks them. I was using a cast iron for it, but yeah, she'll cook it whether it's a cast iron or a regular pan, depending on if we're in like a hurry. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to
What's the deal
it's
with
hard not
cast
to
iron?
mess
Why
up.
do people like cast iron?
I like how hot it gets for the sear. Apparently, it's there's something about it too that cooks it really well. I had researched this years ago, and uh, I'm very forgetful, so I don't remember exactly why it's better. But I can definitely say like uh, if it's cooked right, it does taste better.
What's up with the shoes? Is that because you're always on a motorcycle? The boots?
Yeah, I just feel comfortable in boots. Really, it's funny because growing up in Hawaii, everyone wears like people will call them sandals, but I call them slippers. Growing up
Y-
out there,
Yeah.
and it's funny I'm wearing them now, but I would always wear boots and jeans out there, and everyone would look at me like I'm retarded. They're like, "You're on an island. You're wearing boots and jeans." And I didn't even ride motorcycles then. I just knew I always wanted to, but it just is what felt comfortable. And yeah, I mean, I even when I first moved to LA, I'd go to the gym, like the Santa Monica Super Sport, at like 3 in the morning, and I'd play basketball in jeans and boots. And I actually would like do pretty okay on teams like 3 versus 3. That someone eventually complained and said I was scuffing up the court with boots, and they kicked me off, and they said I'm never allowed to play again if I don't change out of jeans and boots. So I was like, screw this. I was just like, I ain't
Wow.
gonna play anymore. Yeah.
Hey, who paint the scene here for me? What are we looking at here? So this is the supplement store you're in, and that dude in the back, is he the owner?
Uh, yeah, it's tough to see, but I think I remember. Yeah,
And is that chick's a
that's
real arm
Troy.
wrestler? That chick's a real arm wrestler?
This is that's the arm wrestler. She's Gabby Vasconcelos, the #1 female arm wrestler on the planet. So she's got like 34 world titles, or a bunch of like world titles and stuff like that. She's
What
amazing.
country is she from?
Brazil. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
look at
so
this.
nice. Yeah,
Look at this.
crazily
She's with
strong.
Devin, John, and Travis. Holy shit.
Yeah,
And there she is on the table with John.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And, and she's good.
She's amazing. Yeah, I
Okay.
can't say enough about her.
And what was she doing in the supplement shop?
Well,
That's in the middle of nowhere.
so she was in San Diego, which is 3 hours away, and I pretty much messaged her, and I was just like, "Hey, you gotta come out here. We need to arm wrestle." And it was in November, and I ended up making a YouTube video about the whole thing like a month ago because it took me forever to get to it. But it was funny. Like she luckily it happened to be going through Vegas, and San Diego to Vegas takes you on a different route. But I was like, hey, if you come and meet me in Joshua Tree and we arm wrestle, the drive from here to Vegas is no traffic and so much better. It's just gonna be a little bit of a detour, and she agreed to it, and then that's how this came about.
All right. So she rolls in the shop. Is this the first match?
What does it say? No, this was the second match.
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Too smart in the setup. Everyone usually just grips up.
So it's really on right there? That's on. It's on?
Yeah. I wasn't hitting, but I'm not really a hitter. I do like catching more. It's more my style is that, like Travis was saying, that defensive hook. So it's real, completely real.
Is she dominant? Is all get out in the women's division?
Yeah, she lost to one person recently, but other than that, she'll toy with every single woman. Like she'll beat most guys that aren't like elite level arm wrestlers. Not that I'm anywhere near elite. Like, she was probably tired.
Does she pull right and left?
Yes, but she's right dominant mostly, I believe. Yeah, she could do rope climbs like nothing, like this style easily.
No
feet.
shit.
Yeah, like easily. It's crazy.
And she's not a little girl.
No, her arms are bigger than mine.
Do they have her rope climbs on her Instagram? I'd love to see that.
Oh man, maybe if you search her name in rope climb, it'll show.
Oh well, here's
I think it's
this.
on YouTube or something.
Here's this. This is pretty impressive right here, even.
might be bigger in Brazil than it is here right now. Honestly, I don't know. There's so many other countries that support arm wrestlers are doing a lot more than they are right now for us.
I'm trying to think. The only arm wrestler I knew from Brazil that is Marcio. Is he still arm wrestling? Marcio Barbosa?
He is still arm wrestling, yeah.
Oh my goodness! Look at this girl. Oh, and there's Ingen Terzi. Holy shit!
Yeah, yeah. So that's the girl that beat her, but it was an all-out war, and Gabby had the first few pins. Like this girl is like she's huge. She's probably
Huge.
much bigger than me. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, is John? I saw that John holding up a piece of paper saying he's arm wrestling Alexi again. Is that a joke?
No, that's a real thing. It's gonna be crazy to see because obviously that ties back to pulling John. So like it's definitely happening.
Alexi must be, how old's Alexi now? He's got to be 10 years younger than John.
I think he is. It's just crazy because he hasn't. He's out of the arm wrestling scene for a while, but when you see him like post stuff on Instagram, he'll still just do these feats of strength that are just ridiculous that most people can train their whole life and not do, especially for his size. And it's just like him non-training can do this stuff. So it's like, man.
I think Alexi went to the Olympics in bobsledding and in judo, both.
Oh, I didn't know about judo. Wow.
Yeah, crazy, right? Let's see. What's he doing here? Yeah. Okay, so he's getting ready.
He's now training, yeah.
Yeah, he was a freak. He was a freak of nature. He kind of looked like when I went out to Sochi and filmed with him. He had the long hair and crazy pale skin, and it was full blown. It was full blown vampire vibes.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was. John is always going to be my hero, but Alexi was what made pulling John stick out to me. Like I watched it once in 2012, but when I got back into arm wrestling, I probably watched pulling John every other month since I started arm wrestling. Like whether I put it on in the background or just watch it, I'm just like, man, I love this. And every time Alexi's scene comes up, he's hanging with one arm, or three people are yanking on his one arm, I'm just like, man, this guy's too cool.
Damn, not bad for an old man.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun match.
And he's big. What do you think he is right there? You think he's 225, 250?
Oh, yeah, at least.
I think he was probably 6'3".
Yeah.
Man. Crazy. Where are they pulling at? Is this Ingen's doing?
It's either going to be through Ingen or through King of the Table, which is probably going to be in Dubai. One or the other. It's going to be. It might be King of the Table in Dubai, I think, but I'm not fully sure.
Who is this? I saw this on your Instagram. You have him down as Etienne. Who's this guy? You have him down as a 9-time world champion. I didn't recognize this guy. Who's this guy?
This is David Hall. He I didn't know he lived locally until one day he came into the shop and challenged me. But
ready, go!
He's a tough guy. Not super well known, but he's a really good guy.
And do you enjoy pulling him?
Ready? Yeah, I definitely do. He's got a lot of that old school knowledge.
Ready, go!
And he's got some of that Alan Fisher fucking just out of his gourd fucking shit going on.
Bite. Yeah, it's just funny. It's like he's like, oh, everyone in the 80s was like,
ready, go!
Hey, what's the supplement shop think about what you're doing there? Or they must be completely cool with it.
Yeah, they love it from what I heard, and I love it. It's a pleasure being able to have a spot. Like it started with me challenging random people, and now a lot of these random people are on my arm wrestling team. So it went from like me having to bribe people with the protein bars to if you beat me, I'll buy you anything in the store to now people come in and being like, hey, I want to join your arm wrestling team, and every Thursday like we can have like 12 or 16 people that are arm wrestling together. It's crazy, but it's definitely growing. You know,
And do you work there
really
now?
going. I do part time right now. Yeah.
That's crazy. So you went in there just arm wrestling people, and then eventually you're like, fuck, I spend so much time here. I might as well work here.
Yeah. One day I'd bring my table there and I'd sit there all day challenging people arm wrestling. And the guy that works there was just like, you know what? You just want to work here. I was like, would I still be able to challenge people to arm wrestling while I'm working? And he was like, yeah, as long as there's not like a huge checkout line. Uh, Unfortunately, the one thing I regret is while I was working there, I ended up arm wrestling a lot less people there than when I wasn't working.
Oh,
But
oh.
yeah, it's
Hey, is it in a strip mall, Etienne?
no, yeah, it is kind of like an outdoor kind of little strip.
What's the name of the supplement store?
It's Athletes Nutrition.
Athletes Nutrition and 29 Palms. Someone can just cruise by there, and if you're there, they can be like, hey, Etienne, can I arm wrestle you?
Yeah, and I've started
it
picking
safe?
up less.
Is it safe to arm wrestle you? Like, can like just like the bagger from the grocery store that's in the strip mall come over every day and arm wrestle you, or will you accidentally hurt someone?
If they want to arm wrestle, I don't turn down anyone. I'll arm wrestle a 90-pound guy or a 400-pound guy, and I've rarely gotten any injuries in that shop. I've only had one person break their arm.
Oh, in there while you're
And
working.
and it wasn't there. It was actually on Venice Beach while I was filming with someone else for a YouTube video. And it was unfortunate, but in the shop, the only injuries that happened were torn elbows because they weren't listening, and I had like kind of doing my best to guide them to not pull that way. But sometimes when you tell someone, if there's ego involved, they think you're telling them what not to do because you're about to lose. And then
Right.
I'll be holding in my comfortable spot an inch from the pad. So they'll be like this, and then they'll just go crazy and kind of turn their body. And like, I really suggest you don't do that. That's not going to work. And then they'll keep doing it. And then you just hear,
Oh,
like, man, I told you. Yeah. But other than that, it's pretty safe. Like I'll go over with every single person every time, 10 or 15 minutes of warming up and safety. And it's almost, it's really kind of a treat to see the different people that are out there. Some people will just be natural right off the go. And some people you can tell someone for 15 minutes exactly how to do it. And they won't do a single thing that you had told them when you actually comes time to that ready to go. And then other people like will do everything perfectly. Some people will do it horrible and be really strong. Some people will do it with perfect form and you won't even feel them. And it's just every time you grow up with someone, it's just a different experience, you know.
Speaking of different experiences, this video is fucking amazing right here. Is the shop closed here?
Yes, this is after hours.
Okay, here we go.
You don't need to. Hit me right there. Ready, go.
Who is that?
That's my girlfriend.
Oh. She's an arm wrestler? Your girlfriend's an arm wrestler?
Yeah.
Where did you meet her, Etienne?
It's a complicated story, but I met her through arm wrestling.
Now listen, if you go to an arm wrestling match and there's a girl there and you ask her for her phone number and you date her and you live happily ever after, it's not complicated. It's only complicated if it's someone else's wife or girlfriend, right?
Yeah. Like it's a complicated situation.
You have to be
like,
crazy to bring your girlfriend to an arm wrestling fucking practice. Crazy. Unless you want her to be taken from you. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it was like, I mean, we don't need to get into the crazy details, but we were both in relationships when everything had happened, essentially. But yeah, I mean, it was there were complications in what we were going through, and it didn't even start as like a, oh my God, I want to be with you kind of thing. We kind of we ended up on the same team, training together, and then kind of found comfort in things that similarities we had and stuff that we were going through, and then we ended up, like I ended it with my girlfriend at that time, and then ended up with her. It wasn't like a I'm leaving you for her type of situation for me. So
Yeah.
it was just yeah, but still, it is a complicated like subject essentially.
My wife, who I've been with, I mean, she's only been my wife for I don't know how many, not very long, few years, but she's been my girlfriend for over 20 years, right? We went to college together. We lived in the same college town, and we would do late night script writing together for like every night for like 6 months. I'd go over to her house and we would sit down and we were writing this movie script. And she had a boyfriend, and I basically after that courted her for like 5 years, and she knew it, but she kept me like this at arm's distance, right? Because she had a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Be like, hey, nothing's ever gonna happen. I got a boyfriend. And then one day she walks up to me and she goes, hey, I broke up with my boyfriend. She told me that. I didn't say one word to her. I walked right over to where my girlfriend was in town and said to my girlfriend, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh man. Yeah. It's
and we lived happily ever after. Well, kinda.
Yeah. It's it's a funny thing, and
look
people
at
can get
sorry,
really,
go
like,
ahead. Go ahead. And then someone wrote, and then he fingered me.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's for a lot of people it could be a touchy subject, and even for me sometimes it is, but sometimes you just can't control it. Sometimes these things they just happen, and it's what it is. We did everything as respectfully and best as we could, but sometimes there's just that energy that you can't really deny.
It's really old fashioned of you, man and woman together. It's kind of like 1960s shit. Now it's like now shit's getting weird. Now shit's getting really weird.
God. Shit.
You were so old fashioned, a girl, so square.
What can I say?
And there's this fusion. You know how like there's that restaurant Nobu, and it's supposed to be like a fusion of like Mexican and Japanese, I guess.
Yeah.
There's this fusion with Etienne of this French artist, filmmaker, arm wrestler. That really, like, it's not like you're, like there's kids like you look for something like this week you're non-binary, the next week you're straight as fuck, the next week after this you're a goth, the next week after, like they're just like jumping from identity to identity. They can't take a deep breath, and they need to really go out into Joshua Tree and find themselves, but instead they're just jumping. With you didn't dump things. You're like fusion. You're adding things you're a peculiar mix, right? You're like a Great Dane fucked a dachshund. You're like, wow, I've seen that dog before. Like you're a trippy mix, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Like something weird is fused together that's not a common. It's like when you talk to someone. I have this friend Greg Glassman. He's always juxtaposing words together that I would never imagine would go together. Wish I could give you an example, but that's what you are. You know what I mean? They're like poets, or like Tupac. Rappers are like that. You're like, whoa, you put those two words together.
Yeah.
That's you've really come together as this kind of unique creature. I don't even know if you know it because it's you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just things that I've wanted to do, and then they end up merging together. And I've always wanted to like make films. So after I made my short film, everyone's like, "You got to move to LA and be an actor." And I moved there. I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but I definitely learned a lot from being in Hollywood. that that helped me realize I definitely like to make my own things instead of going through the process of getting in something big and having to do a bunch of other things to get there. But I, I realized I loved arm wrestling, and I'm like, well, there's something I could do with this. I want to document where I'm going with it. I feel like it's, I mean, it is what it is, but there's so many arm wrestlers out there that work and train like actual athletes, and there's others that don't. But there's so many athletic arm wrestlers out there that really are going all out, and they get nothing out of it. And I'm like, well, if I could bring arm wrestling to a place where it gets enough spotlight and enough people are viewing it, then there can be more money in it, more sponsors, and just more opportunities for all these other people. And of course, it'd be awesome to do that for myself. And I've got like a couple sponsors now and stuff like that. It's nothing where I'm like making a crazy living off of it yet, but I'm able to do what I love without having someone tell me what to do. And, I pick up a few shifts at the supplement shop to help pay some bills and stuff along the way.
Um, and I got this impression. This is very interesting, this comment, because I got this impression from Travis too. This is how Travis explained you, not about himself. Travis is a very open-minded guy, but he said that this is how the community in general accepted you in the beginning. I feel bad for judging him so early. As someone who competes, I was probably jealous he was getting so much attention as a novice. I'm happy that he's competing now. Yeah, Travis explained to me, he's like, yeah, this dude came on the scene and people thought we're fucking hating on him. Now you get into a hook with them and you're fucked. And I mean, but Travis is not, he's, I don't know how well you know him, but he's like, he's really open-minded. He's like,
yeah,
he's
well,
crazy open-minded. He was probably excited, the energy and he loves weirdos.
Yeah, Travis is one of those characters in Paul and John where I was like, man, this guy's confidence is something I'm never gonna have. Like he's just that cool dude. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
man,
is cool.
I was never that. I was always introverted, and I'm like, but I watched it, and I'm just like, man, how do I get more like that while being a hero like John and having Alexi's strength and all this? But like at the end of the day, I remember meeting Travis. I'm like, man, he is as cool as he is in person as he is on video, and he's being nice.
That is
My
weird,
goal is
right?
to
That is
have
his cool. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, ideally, my goal is to have as hook of a strong kind of dyslexic, a hook as strong as Travis says, but it's not there yet. It's just my favorite spot to pull in, and I'm able to stop some people along the way.
It is weird that he's as cool in person as he is on TV. That and maybe even cooler. And then when you hear his story, I mean, you know about his son too, right?
Yeah,
Crazy, right?
yeah.
Is Etienne a bit Japanese? Do you have any Japanese in you? Do you have any Asian in you?
Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like did that ancestry DNA thing where you spit in a tube and send it off, and it's like, oh wow, I've got a bunch of stuff in me.
When you do that, use a fake name.
Oh, I wish I would have known.
Yeah, well, now you okay.
Yeah, I'll do it next time.
Because you don't want your uncle who killed someone 30 years ago going to jail because they connect him to you or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Huh?
Okay, so there's someone in my comments who is always mentioning a guy named Larry Wheels.
Yeah. He's
and then here he is on your Instagram.
He's so so basically Larry's story is like, I don't know the full story, but he had like many hardships, went through addiction, and then he found strength sports to kind of get him out of that. And every single sport that he's gotten into, he's quickly climbed to the top. And he got into arm wrestling. People that were like half my strength were pinning him on day one. And now all of a sudden, he's got a left arm that's arguably the strongest in California. And he's winning almost every tournament he enters now. So
Oh, he's not
super
in.
humble, nice.
He's not in Dubai anymore.
He just moved to California a few months ago.
Oh shit! Hey, he's got a bit of a rock vibe to him, huh? Like his smile and his.
He does. He does, and he's like he's that nice in person. Like he'll take the time to talk to you, and like if someone goes up to him for a picture, he'll take the picture. I think one of my teammates is a power lifter, and was very excited to meet him on this day. And he told me later he went up to Larry to ask for advice on something, and Larry politely declined in that moment, but said, "If you wait a little while later, I'll come up to you and we can talk about it." And he did exactly that. And I'm just like, man, this guy's a class act. So.
I see in this video right here too that Alan Fisher's chomping at the bit to pull him out. But for those of you who don't know, that bald guy in the back there is a staple in the arm wrestling world. I don't know, gazillions of world champions. Is he just chomping at the bit to pull Larry? Is that what I mean? Look, he looks like he's ready for you just to move over. Look at him.
They pulled in the overalls because that day I got was this that day? Yeah, I got second to Alan Fisher. Can't seem to figure him out yet, but he pulled Larry in the overalls, and Larry was able to hook him in.
And then there's this. I mean, have you pulled with everyone now? I mean, in the States, who's anyone in North America? Here you are with Devin. This is crazy.
Yeah, I'm missing a few, but I've pulled with definitely a lot of my idols. I'd like to really get some more pulling with John and more as well. And he's probably closer to me than mostly everybody else. But
who, John, and who? Who's the second person you said?
Well, I was just saying, like, I'd like to pull with John more.
Oh.
I've met him once, but I've never really got to like work with him or really like have a conversation past like a 2-second arm wrestle. You know, that's some random practice.
And where is this with Devin? You went up. Is this in Canada? You went up there?
No, this is the place where it's the Alpha Empire team, pretty much. So I remember this is actually a funny thing. Like I'm not a person who's like, oh, like give me a sign kind of person, but like I was working at the shop and Devin, like I just looked down at my phone because it's ringing and it says Devin Larrett. I'm like, how the heck? Like I don't even remember giving him my number, but I guess like someone gave me my number and I answered, and it was him. And he was saying he's driving through, and we were potentially planning to meet at the shop to make a video. And he's filming his documentary, so he had the crew at that time. It didn't work, so he let me know that he was going to be at this place, and it wasn't on a usual Sunday. It was on like a Tuesday, I think. So I called, or I walked out. Like he told me this at 9 or 10 p.m. and it was like the next day, and I'm like, damn it, I'm working. I worked every Tuesday. I'm like, I probably can't go, but I walked outside and I'm standing there and I'm just like, oh man, if only there was some sign that just told me to do this, because I think I'd already called off too much days from work beforehand. So like it was not a good idea to. And like the biggest shooting star, and you see a lot out here, and I haven't seen one in like a long time. This insane shooting star is like green, just like flew through the sky, and I was like, all right, that's it. I called the owner of the shop. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna need tomorrow off. And he was like, what the fuck? But he ended up being like super cool about it. I told him it was Devin, because I'm always like, we have a couple overlapping days where we would work together, and I'm always watching videos. So when he heard Devin's name, he's like, okay, you have to go. And I ended up making up to him by covering for him for a while, but like thanks to him, I was able to meet Devin. So.
What's going on over your TikTok account? Is your TikTok account as big as this Instagram account? How many followers do you have on TikTok?
I think it's 900K right now. But I'm going through like a slight shadow ban because I did a live video in my garage, and you're not supposed to have people like under 16. And one of my teammates' kids is like 13, and he ran through the camera. And instantly, right when he appeared on the camera, or not 13, he was even younger, like maybe 9 or 10. Right when he went onto the camera, my whole TikTok screen went black, and it kind
No
of like
shit.
banned me for a little bit. So yeah, it's taking a little bit to get the views back up there, but it was like
Wait a
that
second.
took a
No
while.
one 13 or under is allowed on TikTok, period. No
I
images.
think it was 13. Now it's like 16 on live. Videos are fine, but on
Oh,
live, and so it was so weird how it was detected. Maybe there was like maybe 9,000 people uh, in the chat watching, and this kid pops in, and half a second later, the live goes black, and I was confused, and I looked at my phone, and it said I broke a guideline, and I was like, what the heck? And I looked, and you had a minor in your video or someone underage, and I was like, damn it.
holy
And
shit. What if it would have
yeah,
couldn't you just been like, hey, that was a dwarf?
yeah, it's pretty assumptuous of them, right? Like that could have been my third cousin who's older than me. Who knows?
And how does this work? Do you repost the same thing on both TikTok and Instagram for both audiences? Because it looks like it's the same
Um,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. In general, right now, like uh, I'm just kind of doing my best to finesse the algorithm back on TikTok so I could get back into like the millions of views range where I was. It's a little difficult after being somewhat temporarily banned. It's not impossible. So most of the time I'll film something and then I'll kind of like put it on like so on Facebook. You might not be able to use the same music as TikTok. Oh, God.
This is a great video here. So here we go.
But that's all perspective.
200.
What's going on here? I'm gonna have to mute it. So this is this guy works at the store with you and he outweighs you by 100 pounds.
That is the guy that I had first arm wrestled on the counter and had nothing for, and it took me forever to be able to beat him.
And no one believed you that he's 100 pounds more than you, and so you guys switched shirts.
For some reason, no one would believe that in the videos. And yeah, so we're just like, you know what? Let's just do this. And
Dude, he holds that weight so well, though.
yeah, he does.
He holds that weight so well. That's crazy.
He's a character.
You and are you loving this whole Instagram thing? In how are you surprised that it's grown like this?
Well, it definitely happened in a way that I didn't expect, but it was always something I wanted to do. Like I was like when I first started, a couple of weeks into my arm wrestling practice, I'd bring a GoPro and I'd have like this little mount and I'd just stick it onto the arm wrestling table and let it record. And I was like, I'm gonna make something with this, and I started making YouTube videos, and then kind of I went from YouTube, TikTok, and I kind of didn't do anything on YouTube. Grew the TikTok, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you're just a TikTok guy. There's no reason why you're just a TikTok guy." And I was like, I wonder why I'm only posting on TikTok for some reason. And then I started posting on other platforms, and stuff would do well there too. And I was like, okay, so I guess it's kind of cool knowing that it's not just people on TikTok that want to see it. And then it gives you diversity on different platforms. So if you get temporarily banned on TikTok, you have a couple other platforms you can post on. So
Everywhere you go, though, people know you now. There's almost like a target on your head, right? Everywhere you go, you're not just another arm wrestler. You're the guy with the big arm wrestling account.
yeah. And it's like it's funny. I remember when it was first starting to blow up, a lot of arm wrestlers that I really look up to, and some of the ones that I even talked with, like to ask for help when I first started arm wrestling. Someone like I log on to Facebook and I was tagged in something, and I just saw like a crappy comment. I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then I look at the thread, and it's 134 comments, and like 130 of them are like great arm wrestlers that I like, not like super elite, but like really good ones talking crap about me. I'm like, damn, that's how everyone sees me. That hurt. I'm like, because there's one point where I first started, like my first, I had a couple million view TikToks, and a million views doesn't mean a million likes, right? My first million liked TikTok, I think, had like 4,000 comments, and 3,000 of them were hate comments towards me. And I was going through my health issues at the time. I still had my gallbladder in. Um, I remember like sitting up in bed, like I don't think I had like a anxiety attack. I was like, oh, this is what is this? And I realized at that moment I just have to like let it go and not let it bother me. And I didn't. And so every other comment I got from TikTok, I'd almost laugh it off and kind of make a spin off or a video on it, addressing it and how ridiculous it was. But then like a year ago or so, when I got like all those comments from arm wrestlers, I was like, shoot, like that hurt then too. And then I kind of needed to correct myself and be like, all right, let it go. People are going to think whatever they want. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's just, it does suck though. Like you get a lot of hate when you're really just attempting to grow a sport you love, or in general, I guess you're doing anything you love and get that. But you have to imagine like people hate for their own reasons and they're entitled to that. It's fine. Like it's perfectly fine. It's life. You're not going to like everyone you encounter, and I wouldn't expect it. But I remember like the first arm wrestler I talked to, and I was like only talking good about him everywhere I go. I'm like, this is my favorite arm wrestler. He's not the best, but I love him. And then I seeing the comments he put about me, I was just like, oh, I felt that one right here.
You know what it is? Do you know what it is that why people write negative stuff about you? Have you figured it out?
I mean, I have a little bit of idea. So like maybe it's just because like I'm getting like sort of like attention in a way that they don't like or something. I don't know. It's just
I would guess it's three main reasons. One, arm wrestling's a clique, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's a cliquey group, and everyone who enters has to be hazed a little bit. Then the second thing is, the attention you're getting. But the third thing is, dude, is like you're so unique as a person, and so there's like an unknown element about you that scares people. It's like people being afraid of gay people, or being afraid of like dwarves, or like being afraid of the guy with one leg. You know what I mean? Like you just stare at the guy from the corner of your eye walking down towards you with one leg missing, and little kids aren't afraid of him, right? They walk up to him and be like, "Hey, where's your leg?" Like there's an element about you that's unknown, and people who are afraid, like people, and it just insecure people. And most people are seriously insecure. Compared to like girls who are afraid of spiders, right? Or people who are afraid of spiders. It's just idiocy. It's like that. But you should know that there's nothing. It's not like you're the fucking island boys. Do you know what I mean? Those guys are fucking weird, but they also like they need help. Like you can like their moms. I understand why they get 4,000 pieces of hate, even though they need compassion, right? Those guys like need their parents back in their life and like to stop putting tattoos on their face. But with you, it's not like that. I can't convey to you what a unique like you're cool. You're a fucking cool dude, man. You beat your own drummer. It's so obvious. You're a fun dude, man. You're absolutely you're a gift to the sport, to be honest with you. They need people like you in order to like you make it accessible to more people.
I appreciate that. That means a lot, because literally like the goal is to get arm wrestling out there so people can, it's crazy. Like I'll
hold on a second. Imagine thinking only girls are afraid of spiders. Okay. Okay. I'll strike that from the record. All right.
Oh, man.
Fine. I'll retract that. Fine. Even though it's true. Go on. So go ahead.
It's like I was going to North Carolina a few months ago for a super match, and
to watch or to participate?
To participate. And it was my first time traveling since my health issues. And I grew up like moving from place to place. So I'm used to flying on planes. I love heights. I want to learn to fly a plane, actually. But for some reason, after my health issues, I felt like I'd get like a spike of anxiety, feel nauseous if I was enclosed in this space. Like for some weird reason, before I got my gallbladder removed, if I went into a drive-through, I'm fine. But the second someone pulls in behind me and I'm locked in, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick. Like, why do I feel like this? And I know it's my head, but it's because, being sick for a year and a half, I think something hit me around the 2 week mark where I was like, I've never been sick for this long in my life. Why do I feel like I'm constantly in a horrible state? Like I was so nauseous for a year and a half awake that in my dreams, I was also nauseous and dizzy and spinning. So I almost never had like a break. Like I'd lay in bed all day or sit up in bed. And then when I'd go to sleep, I'd have a dream. I was fucking like spinning and nauseous, and I'd have a dream like that I couldn't arm wrestle or I couldn't do anything, or I just was like, it was really weird. So I guess that kind of gave me like a new form of anxiety, which I'm not used to. So I didn't know how I was going to handle being on the plane. It was nerve wracking, and people are recognizing me. I'm like, shit. Like, oh man. There we go. But when someone comes up to me in the airport and they're like, "Oh, you're the arm wrestling guy. You're the whisperer," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." But I'm like, "Do you know who John Brzezinski is?" Like, because you should know. You should know who he is more than me. And yeah.
How'd you do in the super match?
I ended up winning 4-2, but it was not easy. I was nervous. I was in my first time arm wrestling in another state, and it ended up for a super match, and it ended up being across the coast. And the first round, I got flash pinned.
The first round, best of 6, you got flash pinned on the first round.
Yeah, and everyone there is like going to be in the guy's favor. He's a legend.
You were on his home turf.
Yeah, he's the number one in that state at his weight. And I just remember I get flash pinned. The way they set it up was that everyone was like circled around, and everyone's just cheering for him. And I'm like, I did not come out here for this. Like, I did not come all the way out here for this. So I ended up like mentally being like, if I'm gonna stop his hit, he's gonna I have to really put everything into it. So at one point, like I was like around round 3 or 4, I'm like, he ended up getting another pin on me, but this time he took my wrist back. I'm like, if he's gonna beat me, he's gonna have to break my arm, because it's at that point where it's like I'm not just trying to catch him, like I'm gonna put everything into it.
Hold on, Etienne. Hold on. First round, he flash pinned you just with straight side pressure.
Yeah, he kind of had pressure in my fingertips, and I couldn't wrap my wrist around his, so he just flash pinned me.
And then the second round, and then the second round, he just straight top rolled you.
Second round, I caught him.
Oh.
And in the straps, he slipped, went to the straps. I caught him, and then I hooked him, and then pinned him.
Okay.
Third round, he adjusted, but this is where I really got worried, because the first round, like, I didn't get wrist to wrist, but he didn't take my wrist back. The third round, he took my wrist back and flash pinned me, and I was like, he figured something out. He's gonna be able
out
to
of
take
the
my
straps.
wrist.
That wasn't even in the straps. Third round, he pinned you out of the straps with the top roll.
In the straps.
In the straps. Okay.
Which was more concerning, because that was my plan, was to get him in the straps, and then he did that to me in the straps. So I was like, shit, if I am going to have anything for him, I have to give it everything, and he'll have to break my arm. And then I kind of went in with that mindset. I believe I won every round after that. And then I think I kind of ended up top rolling him in the last round, but in a very funny way. I was going for the slip, and he ended up holding on, so I ended up top rolling him, and he accidentally touched the pad. Yeah, but he was a great sport, a great dude. We talked for a while after it. I could see why he's a legend from where he's from. He's just so really overall, it's not just like based off his arm wrestling capabilities, just like kind of how he is as a person. You can tell, like, oh yeah, I can see why people like him.
I want to show you guys something here really quick. Sorry, Etienne. Excuse me for saying, I have to explain stuff to the listeners. So these are the kind of guys he arm wrestles, big buff guys who fuck the table. He wears a Batman mask. His girlfriend arm wrestles. He's wearing sunglasses in this video here with Alan Fisher, right? Like I showed you, here's the guy humping the table, and here's the Batman mask. Here he is. He arm wrestles randos in a fucking supplement store. He built his own fucking table. Here he is with sunglasses again. Here he is arm wrestling a guy who's 400 pounds. And so you're right. Here he is with this. He's a fucking YouTuber. Here he is proud of his little YouTube plaque. And you want me to ask him why he has his fucking sunglasses on? And he's already told me he's been up all night. And he wears sunglasses everywhere. And he's like part thespian. This is a fucking weirdo I'm interviewing. I don't give a fuck why he has sunglasses on. You understand? Like it's not like I already know. I already know it doesn't matter. He's doing him. He's having fun. He's doing him. Yeah.
There is a story as to
okay,
why.
fine. I was wrong. Take all that back. You guys were right. Here comes the story. I apologize. Sorry. Okay.
I've always wear sunglasses anyway.
Okay.
I
apologize. You guys
but,
were all right. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Long story short, I thought I was getting better after my stomach had exploded. 2 weeks in, my girlfriend at the time, I woke up and I felt great. And I had a weird thing where I actually thought I was going crazy because I'd wake up feeling great. And then I was like, why do I feel so great? And like I can do whatever. And then I eat something and then I feel like the whole world comes crashing down. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together forever. But so I'm like, all right. She had to go pick up a car 2 hours away. And I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. Let me eat something. I eat something. I'm like, no, I can't go. I just feel absolutely horrible now again. I physically felt every time I ate, I'd have to lay down. So she leaves and I lay down and I'm just laying in bed with my eyes closed. And I feel like all this light is coming into the room and everything just gets so bright. And it felt like my head was going to explode. And there was just all this tons of pressure. I felt like I was going to die. And then I was just like, okay, I guess sleeping's out of the picture. For some reason, after that day, it felt like my brain was swelling. My eyes were so sensitive that pretty much for that whole year, I had a constant migraine. So I pretty much had to wear shades everywhere. You know, like a power strip has that little red light.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to sleep in my pitch black room with that power strip plugged in. And as everyone knows, it's in everyone's room. You don't notice it. So I unplugged that. And then the moon, and it's like a fucking Cheshire moon that's not even that bright, would shine through the blinds. And when my eyes closed, some weird thing was happening. I don't know what, but it felt like light would keep coming in and building up. And then my eyes would just be like white bright, even in the middle of the night. And that moonlight would just build up in intensity. And then I'd have to open my eyes and get an insane migraine. So I'd have to roll like a black towel and put it above my eyes just to sleep. And then I'd see like pulses of like lights. Pretty much had a fucking migraine for like a year and a half. And I was the kind of person that grew up and I haven't had a single headache. And wearing the shades helped a lot. After I got my gallbladder moved, the inflamed stomach and the light sensitivity kind of stuck. The light sensitivity is a lot better. But right now, if I were to walk outside without my shades from the garage to my house, which is like 100 feet, and then go lay down and attempt to sleep, I won't be able to. I'll be like, my eyes will be like burned with brightness, and it'll make me feel a little bit off. And that's why I kind of wear the shades pretty much everywhere. And it's fine. Like everyone thinks I'm a douchebag about it. Like, I don't know, maybe
Fuck those people. I wish I would have. And geez, Louise, simmer down, Sevy. We're just ruffling feathers, and now look, he has a story. I didn't want to hear that story. I preferred thinking he was just a fucking cool dude who wore sunglasses. God damn it.
But,
hey, listen, I don't think a guy who carries a switchblade in his back pocket and a pack of cigarettes and rolls them up in his sleeves is a douchebag. I think it's cool. And I think wearing sunglasses at night is cool. I like all that shit. I can't do it. That's why I wear.
Honestly,
see, mine are clear down here at the bottom, Etienne, so that like if I look down at my phone, I can see my phone. You know what I mean? So they're just really dark up here and clear down here.
Like, it looks badass. Like I can't pull that off like you can. But honestly, I think.
What do you mean you can't pull it off? Look at you. You're wearing fucking Tom Cruise glasses inside, mirrored fucking. What are you pulling it off?
Okay, so for some weird reason, I'm 5'9", but my head is big for my body. regular hats don't fit me, and sunglasses. These aren't regular aviators; they're extra large aviators. Most aviators you find are like 58 to 60 millimeter. These are like 64. And for some weird reason, growing up, I could never find a pair of shades that fit me. Like, uh, and these were the only pair. Like, so it's like the only pair of shades I can wear are aviators that I won't look half dumb in. But yeah, I mean, I probably will wear the shades whenever now, even when my eyes do heal, because they are getting better over time, and I still technically am wearing them. I could probably sit in here without them if I really wanted to, but there was a point in time where that would be a nightmare.
It's funny. I've never thought of. I find people with really large heads very attractive. I love Wonder Woman because Gal Gadot, because I always think she has just a fucking ginormous head.
Oh, does she?
I mean, I think so. Maybe it's just she has a giant forehead. Look at Schwarzenegger has a giant head. I just think when
Oh, he
Wonder
does,
Woman, Gal Gadot,
yeah.
and I have this girl coming on either tomorrow or in the next couple of days who's got a big head, Bethany Shadburn. I really like her head. Look at that big
Oh, yeah.
fucking. Oh wait, where's that big old? God, Wonder Woman is wonderful, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, she does have a big forehead, huh?
Yeah, she got a look at her. Look at her. Here she is with your glasses on. How many pairs of glasses do you have, Etienne?
Well, when I can find the right pair, I'll stock up on it. So for a long time, like the big companies, they don't have like the big size that I want, like Ray-Ban or everything. Like the aviator's too small. So I'll have to find shades from local gas stations. And then when I find them, like sometimes they're still too small. If I get a big one, I'm like, all right, I'm stocking up. But right now, these are like custom made ones. So I have like a pretty good stock of them right now, but I'm actually selling them. So the stock's probably not as big as I think because they're selling. But I have definitely one or two pairs set aside for me.
At least they're affordable there. Enormous tits. I would take this serious. Maybe you've done this before. For the love of God, Etienne, do a parasite cleanse. They build up over time, especially around the full moon.
Parasite cleanse. I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't even know where to begin with that, but yeah, definitely.
Ivermectin. No, I don't know. There are parasite cleanses. Hey, I know 3 people actually. I don't know if it's become the trendy thing, but I know 3 people in the last 3 months who had some pretty significant parasites.
Really?
That they didn't even know about. Yeah, one of them for sure was very serious because the person was getting lesions. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I have to definitely look that up. Anything that can help. I'm all for really.
Mason Mitchell being a dick like usual. I appreciate it. When a person is being interviewed, I always hope to see as little of their face as possible. Really helps to connect. Thank you, dickhead. Appreciate it. You're a good dude. What kind of Harley is that behind him? A Fat Bob or a Sportster?
Oh yeah, a Fat Bob.
This is a good question. I like this. Does he have a chain wallet? Do you have a chain wallet?
No, I have a Ridge wallet. It's a very thin little wallet where you could only fit like 12 cards, but it's more than I need, really.
He's Filipino and French.
Yeah, it's like the two main ones, Filipino, French, and then it goes to like I think I'm 20% Scottish and then English, Irish, stuff like that. But the main one is Filipino and French, I believe, like the 2 top ones.
And of course, like usual, everyone loves big heads. Her jawline is hot. Gal, whatever her name is, beautiful. 5 head. Does she really have a big head, or does she just have a huge forehead? Yeah, let's just go with she has a big head. Hey, how do you feel today when you came on the podcast? Did you feel like shit? Did you feel like shit? Were you like, fuck, I've been up all night. I don't want to do this shit.
Well, luckily, like this is around the time that I've been going to sleep at. So if I were to kind of go to sleep and then wake up, I'd probably feel a lot worse right now. I feel okay. It's more tough so that my schedule is completely messed up and I have like a day to correct that before I fly to Hawaii and then compete in a tournament a few days after that. But
that's what's next for you. Out. That's what your next week looks like. You're going to Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm going to fly out there and I'm going to compete in my first tournament out there, which is it's probably more nerve-wracking than most of them because obviously I grew up in Hawaii, and there's more pressure to perform there. I also don't want to tell anyone out there, but I have a I ruptured a disc in my back,
Ooh.
and I like hitting in tournaments and just turning. Like I'm not even. I got this watch sent to me by this like pretty cool company, and it's supposed to track your sleep, and it can't even track my sleep because I'm not staying still long enough for it to activate
Yeah.
because of my
Wow.
back. And yeah, it's like it's not great. So I'm gonna have to figure something out, but I don't want to ruin it. I just want to bring everything I have and do my best. But it kind of sucks that like, oh, I could have been like a local tournament where that happened. I'm gonna go compete in Hawaii, and this is like now happening with my back. But I'll find a way around it, and I'll still do my best. So.
Hey, dude. You should. One of my sponsors is California Peptides, but
Okay.
you should get peptides, BPC 157, and shoot it
Oh
into your
yeah,
back. You should fucking do that.
I actually heard so much about that stuff.
Yeah, you should do that. You should try that. You should 100% try that. I've been shooting into I had a fucked up bicep, and I've been shooting it in there for the last 2 weeks, and it's crazy. I think I might be fucking healed. I was lowering a 70-pound dumbbell as slow as I can, and something weird happened in there. And I've been just nursing it for 4 months, and it's kind of crazy. And but fuck my testimony. There's a guy. I don't know if you know who Andrew Schultz is, the comedian.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Go ahead.
On your Instagram, where someone used the BPC in 2 days in their back or something.
Yeah, Andrew Huberman. Yeah, he's like some Stanford neuro fucking biologist, and he's like, yeah, I did 2 shots into my ruptured disc after it hurting forever and ever, and I totally know that feeling. Not last night, but the night before, I only got up 2 times, and because I have a fucked up back too, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking pretty amazing for me to only get up twice in the middle of the night. Like by get up, I mean just like wake up. I don't mean actually get out of bed, but I mean like wake up.
Right.
Yeah, you never, when your back's fucked up, you never want to sleep. You just know that when you wake up, it's gonna seize up, right? And you just hate it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, so you got like a code for the CA peptides or something, or it's like
it's just you can just go to their website. Yeah, if you use my name, you get free shipping. But you should try to get it. You should try to get it before you go to Hawaii.
It'll probably have to be like shipped to Hawaii. Do that.
Or you could go somewhere locally and buy it. I don't know where, but if not, you should definitely check it out. The BPC 157, and then there's another one, BPC T500 that someone swears by it. I guess I should say I'm no fucking doctor, but I'm just telling you.
Just 500 or something, right?
Yeah, have you heard of that one too?
Yeah, I heard that they plan them both like combined synergistically.
Yeah, that's what someone told me too. I haven't done the 500. Oh yeah, here it is. I haven't done the 500. And some people say it's just bullshit too, but fuck, so far it's everyone I know. When I say, and the people who say it's bullshit haven't taken it, or they're on steroids. So the people on steroids are like, fuck, this is nothing. But I'm not on steroids, so
I'm a believer in peptides. Like I take collagen peptides, and it works wonders for like tendons and stuff for arm wrestling. So I really do think BPC is something that can be great.
All right, brother. Well, great having you on the show. Great to meet you. I hope our paths cross again. If there's ever, look at Andrew Hiller. Here he is. This is the guy. This is one of the guys that kind of got me into peptides. Him and California Peptide, TB 500.
Yeah.
And this guy is on testosterone, and he still swears by peptides.
Oh wow! Well, that says something, man, for sure. Yeah.
All right, dude. Hey, great to meet you. I hope our paths cross again. I'm excited for what the future holds for you. I guess the takeaways are parasites and peptides.
Yeah. If I got anything, I'm gonna do a parasite cleanse. Take some BPC. It should be unstoppable.
All right, safe travels. If you ever want to tell the story about the juicy details of you and your girlfriend meeting and the drama around it, please come back. I'd love to hear that. I love good drama. Makes for good podcast.
Hey, Sevan, thank you so much for having me, man. It was a pleasure to be on here.
Anytime, brother. I'm glad you have my phone number. Hey, you're on a droid?
Yes.
Let's do a final question. Why? Why?
No particular reason. I go through
No one wants to
phones.
do group threads with a droider. No one
I
wants to do
know.
group
I know.
threads with a droider.
I break phones easily.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and every time I break a phone, ever since I was like, I don't know, like got phones like late high school, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have an iPhone. When it breaks, I'm gonna go to Android and then back and forth. So that way, I'm kind of like seeing the best of
Okay.
each on top.
All right.
And I can appreciate both for what they are, but iPhone definitely is smoother in terms of like using, but I do feel like Android can do a lot too.
Androids are great, just no one wants to be friends with you. That's it. Just
That's true.
Listen to this.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, fine. Look at this ridiculous comment. Check the rules of your competition to make sure peptides aren't banned. Arm wrestling is how shall I say it? Open-minded, a free spirit. Untethered to the rules.
There are some things where like they're very highly tested in arm wrestling, but not in the U.S.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, James is back. Sorry, I'm 20 minutes back into the pod, but addressing the hate. I think it was arm wrestling novices as a competitive arm wrestler, and to show how strong you are, most of us can crush people off the street. Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay. He's saying that he was just frustrated that you were crushing people off the street.
Oh, yeah. See, that brings back something. Yeah, I think a lot of people were just like, oh, who cares that this guy can beat people off the street? Can he beat any other arm wrestler? They thought I was like, oh, you're just showing off to these non-arm wrestlers and to the world how strong you are. But no, like when I started posting my videos, it was kind of like I could really only walk across the street and arm wrestle at the shop. I wasn't physically able to drive 2 hours and train with that team with like how my health issues were. So I had to challenge the only people that walked in the store to arm wrestling. They happened to be non-arm wrestlers. And I'm like, well, I might as well film it.
You live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I always told people my ultimate goal from living out here was to find a team of people that are stronger than me so I can just unleash everything I have every week and get stronger on them. And I'm getting very close to finding these freaks of nature that are coming in very strong. And I feel like in a couple months might be beating me or holding me. And it's like, wow, this goal that I'd set even before really like wanting to post these videos and interactions is coming to life. And I think that's cool. But everyone kind of oversees that or doesn't understand it because I never really made it public. The only thing I made public was the videos, right? So
they have drug testing and arm wrestling overseas. You've heard of that?
Yeah, like, and the crazy thing is not just like steroids. Someone could take like a regular, like a nootropic. Someone just took a nootropic and tested for it and is banned for like a year or two now. And he was like this amazing world-class arm wrestler. I heard. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Nootropic. Hey, have you had any dudes entered the women's class yet in arm wrestling?
I think there's one. I think there's
no shit.
One dude, but it's like he is a dude. Yes.
I'm surprised that's allowed. I'm surprised that's tolerated in the arm wrestling community. Did you freeze?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I don't think I have a hard stance on it. I don't think men should compete against. Well, I don't mind men competing against women. I don't think men should compete against women pretending that they're women. I have a pretty strong stance on that. Firm.
I agree.
I'm open to having my mind changed, but so far no one has
come
close to
I stand the same way, and I think almost everyone in arm wrestling does as well. It's it's ridiculous at that point that the guy's just going to be every single woman pretty much, or she or he's going to be every single woman every single time he enters. And it's like if you're a guy and you want to be a woman, that's great. Go for it. That's fine.
Right.
Like, I'm all for it, but let's be real. You're born a man. You grew up with testosterone advantages. Your bone's going to be more dense. You're going to crush these women. You've got the frame of a man. It's not like you grew up as a woman and then even like took testosterone later on. Like, it's completely different and it's unfair for these women.
It's bullshit. All right. Thank you very much. Safe travels to Hawaii. I appreciate you doing this. And sleep well, my friend.
Thank you, man. Of course. Take care.
All right, brother. Ciao. Etienne. The arm wrestling whisperer. Now what? Now what? What do you want to do? Hour and 40 minutes in. Now what? I'm getting my hair cut today. Let me see. Let me see what's going on at my in my house. See how much I'm gonna fool around with you guys today. Oh shit! Really? I liked him. That was a stony cat. I had to work a little bit, right? I could not let his energy level. I had to let him be his own person and me be my own person, right? Bluetooth. He was mellow. He was mellow. Okay, here we go. Very mellow. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hi. Oh, shit. For some reason, it's not working. My phone's not working here. Oh, hey. What's the plan today?
I don't have one.
Are you going? You're going somewhere? Oh. Do you want me to make you?
Class at 11.
Okay.
I teach tonight.
Okay.
So
And then you're okay.
why?
All right. I'm just trying to figure out how much time I should fool around here. Like what am I gonna do? I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with the boys today. Did I lose you? Did I lose you? Shit. Hello? How come this phone doesn't work? Son of a bitch. All right. 8:43 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Very unique show. You could hear her. I couldn't hear her through the I couldn't hear her through the headset. I wonder. I should have my wife call right now and see. See if my phone's working. Can you call? Can you call? Do the boys take a summer break from homeschool? No, I could hear them. They were at the table doing their school now. No break. Oh, here we go. On the podcast phone. Oh no, shit. On the podcast phone. Oh, here we go. Can you guys hear that? Hello?
Hi.
I'm trying to figure out why my phone's not working. Ever since I got this new setup, everything's all fucking wompy, honky,
A little choppy.
Oh, there it is. How's that?
Wandered around and admired the
Do the boys take a break from homeschooling in the summer?
Do they?
Yeah.
They still do Kumon, but I'm a little more lax with like the other subjects.
Oh, okay.
But they do Kumon Monday through Friday.
Not Saturday and Sunday? Why don't they do school 7 days a week?
I just figured that they could use a little break.
That's why they're better at sports than they are at schooling, because I'm in charge of sports and you're in charge of schooling.
Are they better at sports than they are at schooling?
No, probably not.
How do you know?
I don't.
I do try to encourage them to read though on the weekends. So even if they don't do Kumon, it just seems like Monday through Friday is plenty. That could change.
Did you see me naked this morning in the bedroom?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I wanted to, because I fasted yesterday. I want to know if I look skinny this morning when I woke up.
Did you feel skinny?
I felt skinny as shit this
Do your-
morning.
Skinny.
Did your pants feel looser?
No, thanks for ruining it for me.
Oh.
They did not. They did not feel looser. Thanks for fucking
Oh.
a little reality check there.
Next time I'll make sure to open my eyes when you're naked
All right.
after a fasting day.
Hey, I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna drink that. Someone sent me in the mail. What's that stuff called? A1. What? Someone sent me something in the mail. It was really weird. What did we get? It was a package of A. What's that stuff called? A1G.
AG. It's just AG.
AG1. AG1
Yeah.
greens.
Oh, AG1. Yeah, AG1.
Okay.
Comprehensive, convenient daily nutrition.
Are they called? Is it called athletic greens? I'm trying to see if this is the right website. Oh yeah, here it is.
That
This
could
is
be what it stands for.
okay. I'm gonna drink that. I'm gonna break my fast with that today. I'm gonna drink a couple packages of this shit. Someone sent me like a ton of this stuff in the mail. A ton. I wish more people would send me free shit.
Was it that guy you had on your podcast from
James Newberry?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this his company?
I don't know. I vaguely remember something like that.
Are you
Anyway.
talking to Heidi?
Yeah. Okay, I better get back to Avi.
Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
There it is. Two guests today. Etienne, the horse whisperer, and my wife, Haley Parlin. Haley Matosian. Haley Parlin. Hell no, it's not Newberries. Oh, it's not? Break it with the protein. Oh. Oh, here we go. A pool boy. AG1 sucks. Stuff is like $100 a bag. As much a riff off as that flavored melatonin crap from Beam. I'm not worried about the cost. It was sent to me for free. I want to know how good it is. Oh, shit. Athletic Greens is a super woke company. They were big into BLM movement. Product may be good, but I canceled my subscription. Oh, no. Really? Let me see. I don't want to be that guy, but I don't want to support fucking racist. I really don't. I don't want to support racist or fascist. I'm okay, like, supporting stuff that I don't agree with, but some things, like, but not things that are going to fuck up the work planet for my kids. Like, oh, they have an accessibility statement. What the fuck does that mean? I don't see anything. I don't see anything woke on here now. Learn more. Quality and standards. Our story. I've become too sensitive to all this stuff. I'm aware of my sensitivity to it. Why does the toy store in town have a giant gay flag in the front? A pride flag. I should stop calling it a gay flag. Did you order Swolverine products for our boy Mertens? No. Should I go over to his Swolverine? I'm about to run out of the pre-workout that Hiller left at my house. I should probably get some of this Swolverine shit. I don't have money for this kind of stuff anyway. Plant proteins, whey proteins. I just like caffeine. Where's the stuff with the caffeine? This? I don't even know what these things are. Hey, did you see that the horse whisperer, the arm wrestling whisperer, Raw of Earth followed him? That's fucking weird, right? Why is Raw of Earth following that guy? I guess they're two unique cats who beat to their own drummer. Why not transition to a woman but still arm wrestle men? Yeah. That's the thing. I'm totally okay with that. I'm okay with women using the men's restroom also. I'm not okay with men using the women's restroom. Bro, Sevan, look up the owner of Swolverine. She's fucking gorgeous. Oh, really? I would love to do that. She have a big head. Our Story. I'm looking at Our Story. I liked it's made in the U.S. That's kind of cool. How we are different. What you see is what you get. Everything you need, nothing you don't. I hear kids. I don't. What's her name? Here, get it. Thank you. You bought me some Swolverine. Heidi, I will. What did you say? I need to send you a link during the games to break up the sausage party. Thank you, Eaton Beaver. You're a good dude. Raw and ET should interview each other and see who's the most mellow. Alex? Oh, is that the Swolverine owner? Okay, let me type in Swolverine Alex. She got a good ass. Is that what someone said? Swolverine Alex. Let me see. Oh shit. Oh shit. Wow. Okay. Yep. Alrighty. I see what you're talking about, bull boy. Yeah. Damn. Follow. Yeah. Jesus. For a really long time in my life, cough, cough, my whole life, I was raised and taught to be a people pleaser, to mind my manners, to not speak out, go against the grain, and to play the game. And play it way better than everyone else. And if you know, it's got me pretty far. But to get to where I want to go, it's going to take more than that. It's going to take more than standing idle, giving in to others, staying quiet, and keeping calm waters. My mission, should I choose to accept it, is to find strength in my trembling voice, my opinions, and to take foothold in what I stand for. Wow, I can relate to that. To uphold my own expectations, boundaries, and self-respect. Oh, no. I see the word boundaries. I think mental health issues. Oh, no. To uphold my own expectations, boundaries, and self-respect, even in the face of those who don't agree. To take ownership and pride in my thoughts, my talent, God-given gifts, and my flaws. To honor them as they are, and to magnify them for myself and the greater good. Not just one or the other. To seek peace, but always be ready to go to war. Damn. How do people write this much on Instagram? Okay, let's go back to looking at pictures of her body. I don't see a picture of Colton Mertens on here. Oh, yeah, she has a crazy ass. Wow. Yeah, that thing's nuts. That thing's tremendous. Oh, shit, her bathing suit's falling off. She loves the beach. She loves the pool. Who doesn't? Fitness and business mindset founder and chief operations officer of Swolverine, founder and head coach of the Swole Kitchen. Let's go over there. Oh, wow. All right. She's in it. She's fully immersed. Hey, anything that's good enough for Colton's good enough for me. Clock. A non-binary, transgender, whatever that means. Non-binary, transgender. That means like that means you're one sex, but you want to be the other sex, but you have no sexual preference. And whether you have cock or vagina in your face. I think that's what that means. I think non-binary refers to like whose genitalia you want to sniff, and transgender is your own. I think whatever that means exactly. Who's a female just won the 1500 meter national title. Why would you even need to tell someone you're non-binary? You can't be non-binary transgender, can you? Because you're already infatuated with your sex, and then you're saying you're not a sex. Anyway, just won the 15-meter national title. Nikki Hiltz. She's delaying hormone treatment and still competing against women. Wow. Are you fucking kidding me? Hey, what are you guys going to do when you see a man breastfeeding?
That's just straight open pedophilia, isn't it? Having forcing a child to suck on a man's nipple. Can someone convince me otherwise of that? What's the function of that? Oh shit. Hey, dude, this Nikki Hiltz went to fucking the high school right around the corner from my house. Aptos High School. Oh shit, listen to this. Listen to this. This is going to fucking trip you out. Listen to this. Ready? Nikki Hiltz, a mid-distance runner from Aptos, California. Hiltz attended Aptos High School, where in 2012 they won the CIF California State Championship. They? Wikipedia refers to Hiltz as a they? What the fuck is going on? Oh, 5'4". Wow. Wow. Yeah. This is California. Wow. How confused is he or she? It's a boy? The dream season for Nikki Hiltz continued on Saturday when the runner took first place in women's 1500. Are you out of your fucking mind? This is a dude? Are you sure this is a man? Maybe it's a woman competing with the women. Maybe it's a transgender. Oh shit, look at this chick in the background falling down. That's awesome. So I guess I need to type in, is Nikki Hiltz a man or a woman? Nikki Hiltz, man or woman? Hiltz is a biological female. Oh, no, it's a female. Okay, it's a female competing against women. That's all that matters, right? Hiltz is a biological female. Who gives a fuck what she identifies as then? That's just bullshit. That's just nonsense. It's just made up shit, right? Oh, yeah. Listen, Rambler, all these conservative fuckers, they would fucking they bang trannies for sure. They go to Thailand and bang trannies. If you listen to people talk about what being a tranny is and transhumanism and all the fake tits and fake lips and all that fake shit, dude, that's steeped deep in Los Angeles culture. Those men are already, those straight men are already steeped in that shit. I haven't even begun to talk to you guys about that. I know you guys, you guys know how I feel about that, but all that fake shit is all. That's why those dudes are so afraid of trannies and shit like that and gay people. It's all some sort of fucking weird shit. Chest feeding and pedophilia. Sevan, you are right, and any rational person knows this, but truth has little to do with the law and how current authorities apply it. Yeah, I don't get how you can allow a baby to suck on a man's breast. I don't get it. I don't get how any of my Democrat friends are. I don't get any of that. How you're part of that team anymore? What are you going to do? What am I going to do when I see that at the local coffee shop? Where's my values and my morals and my what do I stand for? You know what I'm going to do, David? I'm going to call the cops. Where's David? David, when I see a man breastfeeding at the local coffee shop, I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to be like, hey, I see a guy here forcing a baby, a pedophile here. I think I'm going to do it and just see what happens. And then they're going to show up and I'm going to be like, hey, that dude and that kid over there are having sexual relations. Here's the thing. I don't mean to be, as a man, and maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe something's wrong with me. I'm open to that. But I can just look at boobs. But if I touch boobs or put them close to my face, I get sexually aroused. And I like boobs as a garnish for sexual play, accoutrement. As an Armenian man. Thank you, Philip. Yeah. I love just some titties. I love putting them together. I love squeezing them. I like touching the nipple. I like just the boobs. I just like the boobs. And there's no, oh, you too, Jan? Okay. And like just seeing them and smelling them and listening to them, and I like all the things about them. And their practical value is tools for feeding. As a man, were for feeding me and for feeding my offspring. But if you're a guy, and but at no time did I ever wanted anyone to suck on my nipples. It seems and I've spoke to a lot of guys, and I've had some pretty open conversations with people. And at no time can I ever remember guys really. I can't remember one guy. I mean, guys like they're people. Some fucking weirdo guys like girls to touch their balls and juggle their balls and shit. But I don't know. I can't think of one guy. Oh my God, I love it when a girl sucks on my nipple. Like, boobs are good. No, I'm not. Not my nipples. I don't want mine pinched. Yeah, living on the edge, a little foreplay. Yeah, I live on the edge a little bit. I have foreplay for a few seconds, if I can get to the business. Yeah, any way I slice it up for a dude, it's just straight pedophilia. It's some sort of perversion. Now, we're not equal. Men are not equal to women, and nor should they be. And obviously, there's practical concerns also of the 6 medications that men need to take to induce liquid to pour. I don't even want to call it lactating, but liquid to come from their nipples. One of them has been advised from female mothers not to take while breastfeeding because it will harm the baby. And yet they're saying, the CDC website saying men should take that shit. This one's going to take me a while to get over. No thumb in the butt. Nope. I don't want anything touched. Like, there's a demarcation line at the root of my penis. Don't go further south than that. Not to the balls, nothing. As a former police trainer, I remember when trans advocates were called into our academy to educate us. They had a disdain for us and were offended when questions were asked or when challenged. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by this. It's insane that we have to talk about this. We can only control yourself and your family. Take care of your own. I hear you, but is that a paradox of what you're saying? Well, I mean, I understand that, but where do you draw the line? You're openly seeing a kid being molested in public. Like, what would it take for you to insert on a kid being molested in public? That's what it is. It's molestation, right? Or is it not? I can't even read that comment. I mean, at some point, I'll tell you what happened one time. I was at a supermarket with my mom in Benicia, California, and we came out of the market, and there was a kid there collecting carts, and my mom and I were getting into our car, and as my mom hands off her cart to this kid, another kid's like starts talking shit to him. They obviously had a beef. And the kid's just trying to do his job and collect the shopping carts, and the other kid's like fucking with him, kicking over carts and being really aggressive and wanting to fight, challenge him. And I'm just sitting there like with my mouth closed, just watching. I was probably 25. And my mom starts yelling at the kid who's being aggressive to the other kid. The other kid's just trying to do his job, get the carts and go inside. And they clearly had some history. But my mom felt compelled to stand up for that other kid. The kid who was doing his job and trying to collect the carts. I don't know what the backstory was, so I don't know whose fault it was, but that kid was definitely not the aggressor then. He looked actually a little scared. No, I didn't call the cops. This is pre-cell phone, but nice try. I need a dick in me. I need a dick in your mom. Anyway, you know, it's anyway. At what point do you At what point do you step in and protect some random kid, and it's not like you can only control your own? All right. I don't think there's a show tonight. Let me see. I think the schedule is about to get crazy. Tomorrow, Henrik Happalainen. His name's been butchered 1,000 times on the show. Wednesday, Bethany Shadburn making a comeback this year. That's exciting. Thursday, Jay Cooey. Works over at he's a PhD, and he is works over at Robert F. Kennedy's children's, what's it called? The Children's Fund? Robert F. K. Children's? What's the fuck? Let me see this real quick. Let me figure this out. J. Cooey. Okay. Children's Health Defense Fund. Science advisor Jay Cooey. That should be fun, right? Will you tell her you love her head size? I'll be careful about it. I won't be as cavalier as I won't make it a comedy bit. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna say to her. Okay, so where were we? Thursday, Jay Cooey, and then at 11 a.m. is oh shit, there's 3 shows that day. Then at 11 a.m. there's Taylor and JR's programming show, Scribble It Up, with Will Brandstetter pretending to be the host. And then in the evening is Hibbler Productions, Flat Earth shit in the evening. Wow, that's awesome. And then Thursday there's nothing scheduled, or Friday there's nothing scheduled except the CrossFit Games update show. I thought the Taylor and JR show was on Wednesdays. I always think that. I think we need more people scheduled. We need something scheduled for Friday morning. Let me tell Susan that right now. I thought the schedule was supposed to be like crazy full. We need to let's call Sousa. Fuck it. Let's see where he's at. Might as well have the phone working, right? 925 68. Okay, here we go. I'm going to. Sevan, please rapid fire these CrossFit athlete interviews for us. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I'm going to. I'm going to try to do like 2 to 4 every day, like 45 minutes long. Except people like Shadburn, I'll give the full hour and a half to, because I've never interviewed her before. But like if you've been on here before, it's just in and out. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. That's it. I'm done with you. Hey, what's up, Patrick Villain? How are you? Good? Good.
You reached Matt. Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Have a great day.
Tell me what to do. I'll have a good day or a bad day, whatever I want.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Sousa. I never leave messages for people. Okay. Thursday. Okay, this show's Katrin. Yeah, we could try to get Katrin. We're trying to get Katrin. Try to get everyone. Here's the thing. Every single fucking games athlete is going to be invited on the show between now and the games. Every single one. Every single one. Oh, man. Okay, guys, have a good day. I haven't told anyone this, but I keep wanting to do just a late night show with Hiller. But every time it gets late, I start to get tired. I start playing with my kids. But maybe one of those will pop up this week. Need to hang out with that dude. Oh yeah, Laura Horvat. I've invited her twice in the last couple months. No response. I even sent Ben Smith Ben Smith a text asking if he would come on and pretend like he's Laura. Or should I call Ben on the live line? Just right now. I don't want to piss him off. I don't know what kind of sense of humor people have. I could just No, Horvath is really hard to like, really? No, she's cool. She's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna ask all those people. Laura, Katrin. I've already invited 30 on. 30 of the 80 athletes. How many are there? 80? 30 of the 80 athletes have received some sort of invitation. And tonight I'll do, by the end of tonight, it'll be 40. I'm just going down the list from the leaderboard. Brian Friend. We'll invite him on too. He's a standing. Ben Smith would be nice on the show during games week. Yeah. Should I call him now though? Is the question. Oh, call Brian now. Remember that he had a fucking temper tantrum one time when I called him. Yeah, we can get Jake Douglas, Tia. We can invite them all. I'll invite Tia on too. Yeah, good point. Adam Klink. I don't know about I need to have Adam Klink on. I don't know if this week's before the games is the call. Call Ben. Okay, fuck it. Let's do it. Just fucking do it. Don't be a pussy. Oh, here we go. Hey.
Yo.
I'm going to call Ben Smith.
On air? Live?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is that weird? Right. Is it weird?
No. I mean, what are you going to ask him?
Just, hi, how are you doing? Do you think Laura could come on? Can you come on sometime? Can
I? Perfect. Ask him if he could come on maybe Friday morning.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was calling you about, Friday morning. Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow morning's open too. Do you want to do a live call-in show?
Oh.
Or do you want to just wait until?
Oh, maybe I'll ask Ben if he wants to come on tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because we have that I forget the dude's name. Henrik?
Oh.
Henrik?
Yeah,
Henrik?
We have Henrik.
Yeah, he's tomorrow.
Oh.
Bethany Shabern.
So then we don't have tomorrow morning open.
Well, we do. He's an evening show. He's the oddball slot at 5:30 p.m.
Oh shit. I'm glad you said that to me. Oh shit.
Time difference.
Oh god.
Do we need to move?
I just need to tell my wife. That's Tuesday?
Yeah, tomorrow.
So I need to tell my wife and my mom I can't do the kids tomorrow night. Shit. That's good. Now the sacrifices I make. The sacrifices.
And if you want, you could ask Ben if he wants tomorrow 7 a.m. or Wednesday 8 a.m. if you want to have him on before Bethany Shabern or Flores. I think is her last name now. She got married.
Oh, say that. I think I'm going to give Bethany the whole hour and a half. I should. Oh, yeah, but she can't. But she said she has to leave early.
Well, she's got an hour.
Okay. I'm going to ask Ben. I'm going to ask Ben to come on. What are the choices for? I'm going to write it down. Friday. It's
tomorrow morning or Friday morning, 7 a.m.
Okay.
And then after that, the following week, starting on Sunday, is when it'll probably start picking up because we already got a bunch of these athletes laid down and I got a bunch more that are right about to be scheduled. We just went through all the Euros first, so we have all these weird time zones that we're trying to navigate through.
I didn't tell you this yet. For the CrossFit Games update show this week, we got Sam Briggs coming on for 15 minutes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe she could help us out with McQuaid too. We'd love to get her on.
CrossFit Games champ. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Call Ben. I'm gonna turn it on and see how it goes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Why is Susan laughing? Is it gonna get weird? Let's see. I don't know if you're supposed to live call people without. I'll just tell them right away. Hey, we're on the air. Right. Here we go. Maybe I should put on my sunglasses. Ben Smith, former CrossFit Games champion. I think right about now he's like regretting he gave me his phone number. Maybe he's listening.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
Damn. Okay. Should I call Danielle Brandon and tell her that Matt Torres did a great job on the podcast? Man, I have a lot of people's phone number in here. I'm old. Call Adrian Bosman. Call Dave. I won't Dave come on the podcast anymore. I've invited him to come on every it's coming from a random number, so he won't pick up. Try him from your phone. Oh, Sousa says. I know, but then will people be able to hear it? Oh, my mom said she'll help with the kids tomorrow night. That's good. Okay, fine. Fuck it. You want me to try? I'll try calling him from my phone. Ben Smith. Oh, I can't. Roxana's wonderful. You should do a whole show where you just call people at random. Okay, as soon as you put in a profile picture, I will. Beatmaster Jag. So is Dave avoiding the podcast to prevent spoiler leakage for the games? No. I don't know. I don't think so. I honestly don't know, but here's what I think. I think that since he became in charge of the CrossFit Games, he's not sure what his next forward-facing move is going to be. That's what I think. So there's that. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.